Good evening, beloveds. I'm Reverend Paul Savoy, and I'm coming to you from the sanctuary of the Santa Anita Church in Arcadia, California. I am so very happy that you've joined me this evening for a few moments of stillness and reflection. So wherever you are, please sit, be comfortable, and let's take a brief metaphysical journey together. We are in the third week of June, the Pride Month. And whether you're a member of the LGBTQ+ community or an ally, Pride Month is always a wonderful time to reflect on the beautifully complex mix of identities, talents, and quirks that is you. It is also a wonderful time to reflect on some of these amazing aspects of you that have been intentionally or unintentionally hiding from the world in general, from those that you encounter during your daily round, and even from those friends, lovers, and chosen family who are closest to you. While there are many reasons why you might choose to dial down certain aspects of yourself, especially for reasons of personal safety, hiding too much of your core self too often can have a substantial negative impact on your overall sense of peace as you move from day to day. So this evening, I would love for us to think about the possible connections between living certain aspects of ourselves more loudly and enhancing the overall sense of peace that we experience within ourselves. We'll explore these intriguing and crucial connections by listening to a very brief poem and a slightly longer narrative from two queer authors. So please, settle into the safe space that you are currently occupying and be comfortable. Feel the chair that supports your body and the floor that grounds you to the earth. If you feel safe in doing so, you may close your eyes or simply soften your gaze. Take a slow, easy breath. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And again. And as you continue to breathe, be aware of its gentle, consistent, and effortless rhythm, and feel how your breath synchronizes with the steady, rhythmic beating of your heart. There is no effort for you to accomplish this. It simply happens. These rhythms are the soundtrack and motive force of your being, your constant companion and reminder of the miracle of existence that is you. Be with the symphony of life for a moment as you continue to breathe gently and without thought. In a profound way, this phenomenon that you know as your daily existence is truly magical. And as you continue to breathe, slowly begin to expand your awareness of the present moment. Notice all the sounds and other sensations in your current surroundings. Be aware of the infinitely loving energy that is flowing from me to you in this moment. And as you experience all of this, allow it to gradually fade into the background of your consciousness. In this moment, there are no concerns, worries, or pressures. If random thoughts come, simply acknowledge them and allow them to evaporate. And if you are holding any tensions in your body from recent days and circumstances, especially in your shoulders, jaw, and neck, allow your body to relax and release all discomfort. And in doing so, surrender to the peace, calm, and stillness that is gently and lovingly enveloping you. You have arrived. And as you continue to experience all of this, begin to consider the elements of your identity and being that you know to be the core parts of yourself. With these foundational elements of you in mind, Can you recall experiences or circumstances where you felt an enhanced sense of peace, contentment, and well-being when you were proudly and unabashedly expressing those key pieces of you to the world? Think about those moments briefly. And by the same token, can you also recall situations where your personal safety was not under threat when you either intentionally or unintentionally reined yourself in, where you hid or downplayed core elements of yourself because you felt that displaying them loudly would make you uncomfortably stand out as the other, as being somehow less than those around you? How did you feel in those moments? Less peaceful? Uneasy? Uptight? Anxious? Maybe a bit sad? As you ponder all of this, please listen to the brief poem, The Peace Lily, by Rudy Francisco. The peace lily is a flower that can grow and survive even if it's left in the shade. See? We don't always choose our environment, but we can't let that stop us from blooming. And especially for queer folks living through these often harsh and cruel times, but for really all of us, consider ways that you can bloom more brilliantly when you feel that you are somehow being left in the shade of judgment and scorn, or maybe you're just not being taken seriously. How can you be your most authentic, loud, and proud, unabashed self, and feel comfortable, feel at home? Perhaps you can seek out new and affirming and queer-friendly spaces. Maybe participate in local Pride events. For example, like the Pride Festival of Books happening this Saturday from 12 to 6 p.m. at Library Park in Monrovia. Or you could even consider joining the newly forming Lavender Circle of Belonging here at the Sandia Church. There are many opportunities, both big and small, to step out of the shade and live loudly and proudly. And you know, interestingly, sometimes the impetus to live louder can come in the form of honoring those beloved ones who have gone before us. For example, on Friday of last week, June 12th, we remember the 10th anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida. For the poet Patrick Ramsey, this tragic event served as a clarion call to live louder. And these are his words. It's called How to Talk About It, 2016. Let me preface this by telling you I'm a pretty quiet person. There are a few reasons why, but mainly being quiet is easy. You just sit back and witness. It's comfortable for me, or it was. On June 12, 2016, I half woke up in the middle of the night to reports in the media of a world trembling. Hoping it was a nightmare, I fell back into a restless sleep and woke up later that morning to a higher death toll. The world is crying now. I'm part of that world. It shakes, and I shake with it. I could hear my own pulse that morning. Pulse, pulse, pulse. I closed my eyes and tried to hear my friends' pulses too. There are 49 fewer pulses. In a group text message with my best friends, we say how much we love each other. The world is still crying. We don't know how to talk about it. We learn their names. It's important that we know them. I don't know how to respond. I break up with my boyfriend that night because all I can think about is how he implied that one reason he liked me was that he couldn't tell I was gay. How when I told him I was getting a yoga membership, he said that was too gay. How I, a quiet person already, was constantly speaking less. And when I did speak, it was deeper. Mimicking the bro talk of a macho asshole. The world was still crying. And I spent the past few months, maybe even the past years, trying to turn someone on with strategic linguistics. How messed up is that, man? I knew now how to respond. I thought about all the times I was told to be quiet. I thought about terror telling love and Orlando to be quiet. And the word that kept coming back to me was louder. I need to be louder. Louder for my friends, made family by our trials, louder for the time my sister said they should be able to get married, but they shouldn't be able to call it marriage. Louder for the time my father scoffed and rolled his eyes at the headband I was wearing to hold back my long and swooping hair. I thought it was beautiful, but I cut it a few days later. Louder for the parts of myself I'm still afraid of. Louder for the hairy-legged man in a tight sequin dress. I stare at him in the elevator because butterflies are rare in beehives. Louder because it felt so good to walk down 25th Street, proud to be holding a hand as big as mine, while we hopped over sidewalk cracks and nearly danced through every crosswalk. That was a good day. Louder because his mother needs to know that even though I don't have the body to feed her grandchild or to fill a dress, I can find room on my hip for the child of her son and real space in my heart to love them no less. Louder because the leading cause of death among Utah children ages 10 to 17 is suicide. Louder because there's a reason for that. Louder because 600 children, the world is still crying. Louder because the chief medical examiner of Utah says we're certainly on track for being over 600 this year. Because we're talking numbers now, think about it this way. The collective empty seats could fill 29 classrooms. Now imagine walking through an empty school. Louder for the 7th grader who packaged every word in masculinity before it fell out of his mouth. Louder for the kid who is in bed at night, not sleeping, but begging God to make him straight. Let me tell you a secret, sweet child. The power of prayer won't fix what isn't broken. I wish someone had told me that. Louder because I kept the real me folded up and hidden away, that even though I'm here now, I'm still trying to iron out the wrinkles. Louder because love isn't meant to be silenced. Louder because people aren't meant to be silenced. all of this, how could we all learn to live the best parts of ourselves loudly, with maximum pride and joy? And not just during Pride Month, but always. Beloveds, we are all truly a part of the all-embracing mind and spirit. Let us strive to more loudly celebrate our beautiful, complex selves as part of the holy, inclusive spirit. We are one. We are peaceful. And we are infinitely grateful. And may we always remember, as James Cruz writes, the world loves you back. He says, the world loves you back, even if no one ever touched you with the tenderness you needed. Believe that the world has been holding you in its arms since the day you were born. You are not an accident or afterthought. Let the rain on the roof remind you. Let sun on the skin and the neon orange of the Mexican sunflower at which a hummingbird pauses to drink. There are so many ways to hold and be held, and you could spend your whole life tallying them up without ever reaching the end of the list. The world loves you back. We let it be. And so it is. Amen. Please now begin to return to the physical space that you currently occupy, and when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. And if you would like to talk with me about this evening's meditation or anything else that is on your heart, please feel free to call me at area code 626-379-1778, or send me an email at psavoy626, that is P-S-A, V as in Victor, O-I-E, 626, @gmail.com. Also, if you happen to be in the immediate vicinity of the Sandia Church, you are wholeheartedly invited to join our weekly conversation service taking place just a little while from now at 7 p.m. in our sanctuary. This one-hour service is a wonderful opportunity to share your joys and challenges, ask questions, think, and be inspired by some truly amazing folks in the Sandia Church community. Reverend Gino will be back with you next Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. for another Facebook Live meditation. And for now, I'm the Reverend Paul Savoy, reminding you that you are beloved. You are enough. You are not alone. Have a lovely evening.